This is one of the most unexpected, exciting videos of my life. I've seen four rotors in action, I've been to 7 stock, watched them rip around the track, but it wasn't until this moment, made possible by Pennzoil, that I was able to see the king, the number 55 Le Mans winning 787B. What's so special about this car? Well, aside from its iconic green and orange wild looking patterns, shapes, and colors, this car is a piece of history. It is the only Japanese vehicle to ever win the Le Mans race. What is that race? It's a 24-hour endurance race. So for those of you that make fun of Apex Seals all the time, that car ran for 24 hours straight on the same Apex Seals and whooped everybody else's asses. Now, it's not that black and white. Of course, there's maintenance done to the car around the track and all of those sort of things. But the fact is, back in 1991, that car won, making it the only Japanese car ever to do so. As many of you know, the car was iconically banned right after that, so you don't really see four rotors running around the track anymore. There's a lot of details to that, but what matters is that car exists and I got to see it in person. Even more so, I got to sit in it. The guys at Mazda were wonderful, they were amazing, but check this out. This is how painful it is to try and fit in a car meant for much smaller guys than me, the guys that this shirt's actually really built for, as well as people that are supposed to sit in that for 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, put your left foot on the seat, and then put your right foot on the seat. There you go, just stand in it and then just scrunch down as best you can. Hang on.
Thanks, Robert.
It hurts like hell when you get your shirt pulled, trust me. Been there, done that. Try and get your knees, get your legs down if you can.
Got one leg down. There we go.
There you go.
I have childbirthing hips.
And a childbirthing head, it looks like.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Wow.
And then let's get the grab steering wheel.
What do you think?
That's insane. How long did they do runs? They were each in their car for a couple hours, right?
They probably did 2.5, 3 hours in a stint.
Wow.
Grab the door. It looks really comfortable. Oh, okay. He does a bunch of
So I've done it. I've gotten to experience the 787B. Now, of course, the car was out of gas because that's kind of part of their air transportation rules. You don't want it blowing up an airplane or something like that. But everything short of driving that vehicle, I've gotten to experience it. And I can't thank Mazda or Pennzoil enough for this whole opportunity. What does this mean? I spent hours at a big car event, an Amelia Island Concours event. I spent most of my time fixated on this car. And the reason why is, of course, you got to study and appreciate your elders, but it's really the reason my car is even possible. That's the beginning of the four rotors, and hopefully mine carries on the legacy in a reasonable way. Some very interesting differences between the 787 and my vehicle. An endurance vehicle is meant to do different things. It's not necessarily meant to be the fastest. It's meant to be the most reliable around the track. Reliable is a very interesting word though. The rear differential on the 787 is fixed. It's a locked differential, which means around turns, both tires are moving at the exact same speeds at all time. You'd think that's a negative. But in the rules for Le Mans, if your car breaks a wheel, say breaks an axle, so one wheel is now free spinning, there's no power to it, and the other wheel does have power, what happens to a normal differential? Well, the free one spins and the car goes nowhere. If your car ends up stopping at the side of the road, anywhere around the track other than the pit stops, you're disqualified. But if you can limp it back to the pit stop and replace the parts you need to replace, you're still in the race. So that car was designed to last the race's rules. Also, I was talking to the guys at Mazda and I'm thinking, this thing's got a nasty dog ring transmission, it's exciting and rough. They're like, no, The transmission inside the 787B is a synchroed transmission. What is that? Well, that's like a standard car's transmission where you can actually shove the shifter into the next gear and the transmission will use these synchro mesh gearing systems to actually rev match and bring you up to speed. Unlike the transmission in my car where it's on and off. It's a dog ring, little like fingers basically, made on or off, where you have to rev match and everything. The reason why the 787 had the synchro transmission is for fuel economy. You as the driver were not giving it more gas to try and find the right gear as you're upshifting or downshifting. You actually let the transmission do the work, saving you fuel, getting you ahead of the competition. I often get asked, what are the differences between my engine and the 787? Well, if you conceptualize this as a rotor, just like on my shirt, there are 4 of these in each of our engines. My engine being here, and the 787 being here. That is where the similarities end. Except mine, it's turbocharged. What? As I've mentioned before, I'm going to be running Pennzoil's products in my 4-rotor, and a little neat fact that I want to share with you, the fact that makes all of this video possible, this wouldn't have happened without it, is that you can find Pennzoil's Ultra Platinum products at Walmart.com. That seems completely weird to me, that you can find a premium product found in IndyCar racing or SRT Hellcats, that's the oil both of those use, at Walmart.com. But that's the little piece of information they wanted me to share, and for them making this possible, that's completely worth a video like this. So I can't thank Pennzoil enough. It was a complete surprise that the 787, not the iteration or not a different copy of it, but the Le Mans winning car was back in the States for just a brief period of time, and I got to see it.